The Talmud is the holy book of the Jews. It was the oral sayings of the rabbis. It's known as the wisdom of the rabbis.
The Talmud is a compilation of all the great discussions that took place from the 2nd century BC until the 5th century CE. It's a kind of encyclopedia of Jewish knowledge. The best way of
According to Judaism, the oral law, or what would later be known as the Talmud, was given to the 70 elders that came to the base of Mount Sinai but were not allowed to proceed any further. The Pharisees believed that these 70 elders received a much more extensive and profound revelation than Moses, which was not to be written down. It was only to be passed down orally. And these oral traditions took precedence over the written Torah, or what we know as Genesis through Deuteronomy. Evidence of this is found in the Talmud itself. Erubin 21b, my son, be more careful in the observance of the words of the scribes than in the words of the Torah.
That's what differentiates.
Yes. He said, you don't believe in the religion of Moses. You have for your religion, he told the Jews, you have for your religion the traditions of the elders.
In Mark 7:7, Jesus said of the Pharisees, "Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men."
And the Jews have always known throughout history that if Christians knew what was in the Talmud, it would make Christians very angry. And so the Jews were able to conceal a lot of their most blasphemous statements about the Lord Jesus Christ because people didn't speak Hebrew.
Here's what they say about Jesus in the Talmud. There's sections in there about Jesus. In fact, there's an entire book that's been written by the director of Judaic Studies in Princeton University, Dr. Schaeffer, a Jew. He's written a book, Jesus in the Talmud. So if you want to know what Jesus has to do with the Talmud, get his book, Jesus in the Talmud by Dr. Schaeffer.
Peter Schaeffer is head of the Judaic. According to the Talmud, Jesus was the product of adultery, the bastard son of Mary and a Roman soldier named Pantera. He spent his early life in Egypt, where he learned black magic, idolatry, and sorcery.
Jesus was born to a whore. Mary was a whore. She had sexual relations with many men. The father was a Roman centurion.
The Talmud further blasphemes the Lord Jesus by calling him a fool and comparing him with Old Testament villains such as Balaam, Ahithophel, Doeg, and Gehazi.
Does the Talmud talk about the Jews killing Jesus? Or
Vaguely, but Maimonides believes that the Jews killed him, that the Jews executed him because of certain of his doctrines and so forth.
Do you believe in Gittin 57a?
Peter Schaeffer states in his book, Jesus in the Talmud, that there can be no doubt that the narrative of the execution in the Talmud refers to Jesus. In fact, the book states, there is no reason to feel ashamed because we rightfully executed a blasphemer and idolater. Jesus deserved death, and he got what he deserved. Elsewhere, the book states, he was a blasphemer and idolater, and although the Romans probably could not care less, we insisted that he get what he deserved. We even convinced the Roman governor, or more precisely, forced him to accept that this heretic and impostor needed to be executed, and we are proud of it. Schaeffer said in an article that appeared in Publishers Weekly concerning his new book, I certainly don't want to harm Jewish-Christian dialogue, but dialogue requires honesty, and I'm trying to be honest.
There are Masonic Jews today who want to take the Talmud and make it Christian. How can you take a damnable book and make it Christian? All of these lies about Jesus are right there.
The church fathers.
It states in there that Jesus corrupted Judaism, and as punishment for his crimes, he is now in hell, burning in fiery excrement, and he shall so be forever and ever.
They hate Jesus Christ. They hate the name. So I think it's because they are children of the devil, not children of God. And therefore the devil, look at the hatred he has for Christ. So what do you think his children are going to have?
The average Jew believes it.
It says in John 5:46 and 47, for if ye had believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?